I got a cool Chinese hat. You know, it's not the right one for the holiday, but I'm here to finally talk about a movie that's been interesting that I've been waiting to talk about all this time. Not the first film, but a sequel. Well, prequel. Beauty and the Beast, The Enchanted Christmas. I know Doug Walker already talked about this movie not too long ago. In fact, he already talked about it twice. He's since he's running out of movies to talk about, and so am I. Those of you already watched the first Beauty and the Beast movie, trust me, those of you already did before. The movie's basically about Belle, who lives in a small village of France. That came out centuries ago in the 1900s or 1890s. And she wants to have adventures and great wide outdoors. Where the first film is about Beast, who was once a prince, and but cast under a spell of his selfish greed, and that there's no love in his heart, turned the old woman away and cast under a spell that the prince tried to apologize, and it was too late, and he became a hideous beast. And all that begins when he meets Belle, trying to rescue her father, Maurice. He being a prisoner, escaping the wolves. And this ends up as a prequel found in the sequel film. As a kid, I used to watch this movie a few times. And this is where, like, the animation budget went all out perfect. And here's my favorite part. Alright, that's funny. Because they're not allowed to say the word tushy or butt in the kids' movie. We do have like the original voice actors from the first film. We got like Moonier, Mrs. Potts, Chips is now voiced by Haley Joel Osment, which by the way, in his famous role playing Sora from Kingdom Hearts, and most likely one of my favorite Disney sequels of all time, Jungle Book 2, that he played Mowgli in. Oh yeah, and counting up, of that bear movie. Not the one with the brother bears, but a different kind of bears, a live action one. So let me rewind this. This film just starts out with them telling the story how it all happened. And Xmas time. And him and Belle are in love. And we also cut to one of the best characters in movie history. It's all CGI. Fort Tai, played by the legendary Tim Curry. And Fly, voiced by legendary Rob Paulsen, which I bestly known him from the Animaniacs, playing Yakko. Oh, and other great famous roles of him in every cartoon he's been since the 90s. Speaking of the 90s, this movie came out in 1999. 97. So, like in the first film, they were all in the curse from love. And here's my favorite part of this movie. I love that line. Anyways, Forte wants to stay as a organ and player for the rest of his life forever. And wants to make sure that Belle and Beast won't fall in love. And also destroying the rose, too. There's a reason why he hates Christmas. Sure, coincidence? Since the spell actually started on that timeline. Yep, that's pretty much the reason why he hates it. And to this movie's credit, some of the songs are quite alright, and the animation does look good until we get to this scene where it's all like still images, but still not half bad. In the first film, she is pretty randomly great, but on here she's kind of a dull character, being the main princess and all that. These other characters still are what they're supposed to be, being memorable. And there's this character who's also French and doesn't want to be hung up in a Christmas tree. To make this review very shortly as possible, Belle's plan is to do a big huge Christmas tree, while Beast still has hatred on what happened to him when he was a young human. And the mysterious lady turned him into a beast at time. Also, there's this Tonkanex, who sounds very Jewish. And I gotta admit, he's also pretty funny. He's voiced by Jeff Bennett, who does pretty much every cartoon he's in. Especially my favorite anime movie he's in. And Kiki's Delivery Service, playing her dad. Anyhow. So, yeah, to make this plain and simple, they had to find, like, an excess tree. Need to make things all line up perfectly. And she has no choice but to go to the Black Forest. It gets answers from Tim Curry's Forte. Is the reason why I love watching this movie, because we all know that Tim Curry, he is the best character in this movie. You know, he's don't hold it to the wall. Well, he still makes a pretty great villain role in these films. That's the reason why I love watching this movie a few times, just to get from talking it. So they got like the holiday decorations lady, while Beast is still waiting, impatiently. Now we cut to like Lumiere and Cogsworth notice that she's going to the Black Forest. And here I'm singing, still pretty interesting. And I almost forgot to mention that Belle does do a gift for the Beast. And we get to like the other coolest part of this film. These little cupids made all 2D dimensional green while Tim Curry sings a song, Don't Fall in Love. It's also a great scene. It does not please the Beast on the holiday. And I gotta admit, this film is pretty interestingly great. The animation does try to act like in the first film. It tries its best to look great. It's pretty fine the way it is. And the little guy tries to make sure everything's not all sabotage, and Beast does save her from drowning from cutting that tree that was have a rope. And her, she has a change of heart. Well, to not to give away everything towards the ending of this film, it's pretty alright. It was fine. I don't got much else to say, but their voices are pretty good. They're really fine to listen to. Sure does have like a few problems here and there. They're sure, or they could at least make the film a little bit more interesting of Beast when already has a change of heart at the end of the film. That he finally realized that they should enjoy the holiday, what they want. I do enjoy like the final battle between Beast and Forte is the coolest part. Which is right here. Or that his weakness is the keyboard, and he defeats him. And toward the end of the film, which I'll show you for a few seconds, they learn a perfectly good lesson. I mean, those of you who really love Beauty and the Beast, trust me, those of you who really like the first film, you might enjoy this one as a big huge treat of holiday specialty. Has some great music numbers in it. Basic simple story that you should accept the holidays just the way it is. It's pretty much practically a fine, darn good film. I mean, as all Disney sequels go, or prequel films they're called, this one is okay. It's not as bad as what people are saying that they don't like this film. It's only like an hour and 10 minutes. You might have a wonderful time watching this movie like a few times. You could put on for the kids to enjoy in the holidays of Xmas. Trust me, I'll be saying that a lot. It's still a fine film. All the characters in the film were still as they are from the first film, quite okay. I mean, you'll basically enjoy this movie a few times, often. Trust me, you will. I'll find it very entertaining for an old film that came out nearly 20 years ago. This one is kind of slightly better than the remake. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. This has been a review of Beauty and the Beast Enchanted Christmas. See you all then, everyone.